In the last video we spoke about letting the players play. But before we look at the types of games and exercises that we might design for them to play, it may be useful to pause for a moment to consider how we think about the game of football. Just like it's important for a doctor to understand the workings of the human body, as coaches we must be able to describe how football, the game that we are teaching to others, actually works. As a team of coaches, if we can all start to understand football in a similar way, we stand a far greater chance of developing our players consistently as they move up through the age groups. Okay, so here goes. At BSC we use a model which contains 4 different parts. These parts are what we refer to as the moments of the game. To begin with, it's useful for us to think about these moments separately, and then, as we move forward, we will begin to see how these moments interact, overlap, and eventually come together as a whole to form the game of football. Okay, so what are these 4 moments of the game? First, we have what we call the attacking phase. This is any moment where any member of our team, including the goalkeeper, has possession of the ball, because whenever we have the ball, we are attacking. We are trying to transfer the ball towards the opponent's goal as quickly as possible without losing possession. There are many different ways of achieving this, but the basic idea is the same. We're trying to put the ball in the back of the opponent's net. The flip side to the attacking phase, and our second moment of the game, is the defensive phase. While the attacking phase is concerned with what we do when we are in possession, the defensive phase relates to those times when the ball is under the opponent's control. Whenever the opponent has the ball, every member of our team, including the strikers, is defending. Try not to think too much about traditional positions, defenders, midfielders, attackers. Just as when we have the ball we are all attackers, during this defensive phase, when the opponent has the ball, we are all defenders. We all work together. A team functions better that way. When we are in this defensive moment, we are trying to get the ball back, because no matter how good the opponent is, they can't score if they don't have the ball. Sometimes we might need to drop deep, sometimes we'll press high, but the idea is the same. We're trying to get the ball back. Okay, so we have our first 2 moments of the game, the attacking phase and the defensive phase. And here's the BSC idea. When we have the ball, we're trying to score. When we don't have the ball, we're trying to get it back. Simple, right? But we said there were 4 parts. So far, we have discussed only 2. The next thing we have to do is look at what happens in the moments between these 2 phases, when possession of the ball passes from one team to another. We call these moments transition phases. When we move from the defensive phase to the attacking phase, in other words, when we win the ball, this is the attacking transition phase, and this is our 3rd moment of the game. It's important to remember that you don't need to worry about using these words and phrases with your players. In fact, most of the time that's a bad idea. Simple language is the key, but as coaches, we need to be able to distinguish one thing from another, and these labels can help us to do so. For BSC, the idea in this attacking transition phase is simple. Attack. Try to move the ball forward as quickly as possible. This is the best time to attack, as the opponent is not yet set in their defensive organisation. We want to develop players who are fast and dangerous on the break. We want to develop great counter-attackers. So, if the attacking transition phase is our 3rd moment of the game, that leaves just 1 more, and, as you might have already guessed, this is the defensive transition phase. The defensive transition deals with those vital seconds when we lose possession of the ball, when we pass from the attacking phase through to the defensive phase. And just like in the attacking transition, we want to develop our players to react quickly in this defensive transition moment. At BSC, we want our players to try to get the ball back immediately. No standing around, no complaining to the coach or teammates, just a furious attempt to get the ball back. The great players use this moment to show their class. Pep Guardiola's Barcelona were famous for their desire to win the ball back within 6 seconds of losing it. And this makes sense. It's the best time to do it. The opponent hasn't yet had time to settle into a passing rhythm. If Xavi, Iniesta and Messi don't think they're above doing the dirty work, nobody should. Okay, so that's our model. 4 moments, 4 phases. Attack, defense, attacking transition, defensive transition. In the next video, we're going to start to look at how we incorporate these ideas onto the training pitch. Until then, thanks for watching.